what's going on? It's your boy BT, and as you guys can see, to my right, we got the girl of my dreams. This is TSS. Shout out to Serena. Got Serena back on the channel.
Hey guys.
You guys may remember last time I asked you, I said, name some fights you would like us to talk about. So this is going to be the first one we're going to talk about because Serena actually took it on her own to go watch this fight.
Yeah, I did.
And she got her notes, so we're going to go through it. The fight you decided to score yesterday was Daniel Jacobs versus Gennady Golovkin. All right, now, how many rounds? First of all, before we get into why you thought you got the score you got, what score did you have? How many rounds did you give to Golovkin?
Golovkin, I gave him 11.
So she gave Golovkin 11 out of the 12 rounds. I noticed. Well, actually, you gave him really.
And I've never seen them fight before either. So
1, 2. You actually really gave him. What was it? Cause you
maybe 10 because.
No, 9 rounds. You gave him 9 rounds, but the thing is, see, you when she scored the fight. Well, first of all, what was the final score you had? What was the final score?
Gennady Golovkin 119 and Jacobs 110.
Okay, Gennady Golovkin 119, Jacobs 110. Now, explain to the people how you got to the 119 score because you did score a couple of even rounds.
Yeah, I think I got to the 119 score because in round 6, I gave Jacobs that. I gave him 10 and Gennady Golovkin 9.
Yeah, but I'm saying you scored round 1 and number 8. You scored those as even rounds.
Yeah. She
scored those as even rounds. She scored them both 10-10 rounds straight away. All right. So when you watched that fight, what did you see from Gennady Golovkin? What did you see that led you to get to that point where you were giving him 11 rounds? Because a lot of people thought that was a very close fight. So what made you think that he was so dominant in that fight?
I think from him it was just more of like consistency throughout his fights because he had the same amount of energy throughout the whole fight. Where I think with Jacobs a little bit, I mean of course he would get tired in like a 12-round fight, but still, like I just saw like lower energy.
Lower energy from Jacobs. Do you think Gennady Golovkin? Because Jacobs he switched southpaw like we talked earlier. He switched southpaw. He showed different looks to Golovkin. Do you think he struggled to land clean and effective punches on Golovkin throughout the course of the fight? Jacobs, do you think he struggled?
A few times.
A few times?
Yeah, I think he did land a lot of clean and effective punches, but...
You just think Golovkin outworked him and was able to control the fight?
Yeah, because I wrote like by round 5, I said at this point, Gennady Golovkin had double the number of punches landed over Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mind you guys, I mean, you can't see it right now. You show them on the screen. Look at these notes. Like, she actually did this on her own. Like, she actually went round by round and scored the fight and gave little notes for every round. So you want to go through those?
Yeah.
Let's go through them. So round 1,
right.
What did you see that made you give scored an even round, 10-10?
I just put like even amount of effort and energy from both fighters. And then round 2, I gave it to Gennady Golovkin because I put better control of ring and more effective hits. So, and that's another thing I noticed about Gennady Golovkin too. He's always like the one working the other fighters around the ring. Like, he's never on the outside. And then round 3, I put Gennady Golovkin. Yeah, also had more aggression than Jacobs. I felt more energy.
Okay.
And then round 4 was when...
That was a knockdown.
The knockdown. And then it gave Gennady Golovkin more confidence.
Yeah, then you saw him
landing punches and uppercuts.
Okay. Okay.
And then round 5 was body and face shots by
Gennady Golovkin
to Jacobs. Yeah, and that's where I wrote he had the double number of punches landed.
Yeah, okay.
And round 6, I gave the round to Jacobs because I think he had more power and more punches landed, and he started showing more aggression.
Okay.
Which was good. Round 7, Gennady Golovkin, he had good defense in this round and more control over the ring. Round 8, round 8 is when I scored them both evenly.
Okay.
And good amount of combinations for both fighters, and most part stayed in the middle of the ring. Like there wasn't any I didn't see any dominance. Like with both fighters, they were just mostly like in the center of the ring. And what round are we in? Round 10? Round 9?
Round 9.
At first, for round 9, I thought it would be even, but then Gennady Golovkin showed more power and aggression at the end of that round.
So you think he stole that round?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And let's see, round 10, I put Gennady Golovkin wasn't backing down, and he was just like going after Jacobs more.
Mm-hmm.
And then round 11, more control by Gennady Golovkin over Jacobs, and Jacobs just seemed like a lot of low energy for that. And then round 12, I just put consistent energy throughout the whole fight.
Okay. So that's how you arrived. That's how you arrived to that 119 and 110 score.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. Why do you think? Because Jacobs, we talked earlier about how Jacobs came in with 180 pounds. He came in over the weight on purpose so he could have that advantage. So when Golovkin hurt him, his chin wouldn't be affected as much. Why do you think he struggled so much in that fight with Golovkin? Because a lot of people thought he actually won that fight, believe it or not.
I don't know, because I know Jacobs, he was like 10 pounds over the weight, like of Gennady Golovkin, and he had a longer reach.
Yep.
So I took that into account too when like scoring the end of the fight. Because I don't know, I felt like he could have used his reach and weight more effectively.
Do you think he had a hard time like establishing his jab?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Okay.
Because he had to switch it up.
Yeah, because so you're under the impression that the reason he switched to southpaw in that fight was because he couldn't do it from his regular orthodox stance. Okay.
But I thought that was good that he was switching it up still.
Yeah. Still trying to show him something different. Okay. You mentioned that one thing you notice about Gennady Golovkin is that he always seems to be in control as far as how he pressures fighters. And mind you guys, keep in mind this is she had an unbiased view of the fight because number one, when she scored this fight, I wasn't with her. That's number one. Number two, when she scored this fight, she's never seen Golovkin or Jacobs fight. She has minimal knowledge of both of them, so she's just now learning about these fighters. So what is it about Gennady Golovkin in that particular fight that stood out to you the most?
Just his like consistency with his energy, because I see, well, from fights I have seen a lot, they look really tired, but he just always looked like, I don't know, he had the same amount of energy.
Yeah. So it's his work rate. You think his work rate was the difference in the fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like after I went over the rules too, like, because I went on YouTube before this and I looked at an Everlast video of like
how to score fights.
So it was like clean punching, effective aggression, ring generalship, and defense. Yep. So after I like looked over everything, and I don't know, I just thought.
Based on that.
Based on this.
That's how you got to the score. Okay. So basically, you just used the rules of boxing to score the fight. You didn't let your biases or love for any fighter come in between you scoring the fight. No. And then that's how it should be. You know, I struggle with that myself sometimes. You know, I like a fighter, so sometimes I might be more partial to him, but I think Serena did a good job. You know, so I think you'll see that in the next video we make. And for Triple G Canelo, because we watched that fight as well earlier today. So, any final thoughts when you saw this fight? You know,
I just think that they're both two really good fighters, and I enjoy watching both of them.
Okay. Any message? What do you think about people who say like Jacobs won and he was robbed in the fight they gave to Golovkin? Do you see why like some people think Jacobs could have won this fight against Golovkin?
Yeah, I do. Especially with a bunch of different perspectives in boxing. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people look at different stuff that the fighters have, especially if they've been watching a fighter for a long time. They look for specific styles and different movements that they do a lot. So yeah, I can see how people see he could have won. Yeah. I think it's all like a matter of perspective.
It's a matter of perspective. Yeah, I can see that. So. You guys know my view of the fight. I'm not gonna get into that, but this is about her. It's not about me. Yeah. So, shout out to Serena back on the channel. Let me guys know any other fights that you want her to watch. You know, and score. You know, we're putting her on the boxing. She's scoring fights. Canelo GG video will be out next, so stay tuned for that. Like I say every video, you know, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.